When you witness manipulation in group conversations, online discussions, or public forums, you have opportunities to protect others and preserve space for constructive dialogue. While you can't control manipulative behaviour, you can influence the overall dynamic of conversations and demonstrate alternative approaches to engagement. Call out bad faith tactics calmly and specifically by naming what's happening without attacking the person doing it. So instead of saying, "You're being manipulative," you might say, "I think we're getting sidetracked from the main issue," or "That seems like a straw man argument. Can we address the actual position being discussed?" This approach focuses attention on problematic behaviour without creating additional conflict or making you seem like you're taking sides based on personal preferences rather than communication standards. Redirect conversation back to substantive issues when manipulation attempts to derail productive discussion. You might say something like, "There are some interesting factual disagreements here. Can we look at the evidence together?" Or, "I'm curious about the underlying concerns on both sides of this issue." Support people being targeted by manipulation without necessarily taking sides on the issues being discussed. If someone's position is being consistently misrepresented, you can say, "I think such and such a person's actual position is being mischaracterized. Let them explain what they actually believe." This supports fair dialogue standards regardless of whether you agree with their conclusions. Model better engagement without lecturing by demonstrating constructive approaches rather than giving speeches about how people should behave. Ask genuine questions, acknowledge complexity, engage with evidence, and treat people respectfully, even when you disagree strongly with their positions. Create alternative spaces for constructive dialogue when existing conversations become too dominated by manipulation or bad faith engagement. This might involve starting separate discussions, organizing events focused on respectful dialogue, or simply having better conversations with interested individuals rather than trying to fix problematic group dynamics. Language for intervention should be specific and focused on process rather than on taking sides on the content. So let's focus on the actual issues rather than personal attacks. Redirects attention to substantive matters whilst clearly identifying what's problematic about the current dynamic. "I think such and such a person's position is being misrepresented here." Supports fair dialogue standards without necessarily endorsing anyone's conclusions, and it helps ensure that people can present their actual views rather than defending against strawman arguments. "Can we return to discussing evidence and reasoning?" Refocuses attention on constructive engagement while implicitly implying that the conversation has moved away from productive dialogue. "I'd like to hear more about the substance of this disagreement." Shows genuine interest in understanding different perspectives whilst directing attention away from personal attacks or manipulation tactics. The key principle is supporting good dialogue processes rather than particular positions, which allows you to intervene effectively whilst maintaining credibility across different viewpoints.